did the SV650 regulator rectifier upgrade. We used the Honda CBR600F4 in this instance. I just want to show you a quick video of how we went about that. So every once in a while you run into a motorcycle that's going to test your skill, really make you question a few things. This SV650 in particular, first gen, was kind of one of those. Came in with basically a charging system problem, and I mean, charging system problems are reasonably straightforward to diagnose. I've been doing it for years. You run through the tests, check the stator for AC output, check the stator for grounding issue, you know, ohm it out, ohm it to the ground, to chassis, and same, check the battery, load test the battery, check DC voltage across the battery for output charging. If you've got low, usually it's a regulator rectifier type issue. It's just kind of a chain, and you go through it. And yeah, so this one, at any rate, the customer had already gone through the test. He had some skill level, and he did some of that himself. I gave it to one of my techs here. He did it and came up with same results. Nothing was the matter. All the parts tested out fine, and charging voltage was still kind of low. And then we did a little bit of investigating and find out on these first gen SV650s that this is kind of a common problem. So we delve into it a little further, and we decided to do the upgrade to the MOFSET type regulator rectifier and put in the CBR600F4 regulator rectifier. That guy there.
Guy's on the road.
This guy?
Yeah.
So first of all, we put the regulator rectifier in the stock spot. Bolts right in. We had to use a little bit longer bolts because the mounting through the casing of the regulator rectifier is thicker than the stock SV650 one. I used a connector, which I do have available. You can purchase them through me if you can't find them. You could opt to hardwire it, but I left it like this, so if the stator itself has to ever be changed in the future, you can do that. I did hardwire in the charging wires just out of convenience, and you know, then we're not going to deal with any residual issues later, so that we get enough voltage back to the battery. Honda uses 2 wires coming out of the regulator rectifier for the ground and 2 wires for the charging. The best I can find is that it's a fail-safe method. If one wire were to fail, then there is still the other one, but it makes no difference. I soldered them together, put some good heat shrink over that, turned it into a single wire, attached it to the black-white wire of the main harness, and red to red, so grounds and positives, and the 3 yellows. It doesn't matter what order you connect them in. There's no problem with that. So turn your meter to the DC voltage scale. In my meter, I set it to the 20. I'm going to turn it on, and we're actually just going to check source voltage, battery voltage, see what we're actually sitting at. I left this battery on charge overnight, so I expect to see 12.6, 12.7, even better. It's got a little bit of a surface charge on it, so we got 12.9. Just going to go ahead and start the bike up, put it back on, rev it up, and see what kind of voltage we're making when the bike's charging. You can see at idle here that we are making 13.1 volts. So the battery is definitely charging. I'm actually going to rev the bike up here to about 4,000 RPM. rectifier, see that it doesn't overheat. Let the bike sit for a little while, just idling. Make sure all the wiring, nothing unusual happens there, like an overheating or a burn. I don't expect it, but it's better to